Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Tristan Tries video. Today we are going to be talking about the Surface Pro 3 that I bought last year for only $130. And we're going to be talking about how it's performing today in 2020. So I bought this last summer, and I got it for $130. Now what that $130 got me wasn't the full everything you see here. The $130 was for the keyboard and the Surface tablet itself. So I bought this system for the primary purpose of taking notes and doing schoolwork in class. And I think that this has been a very, very good addition, particularly because of the pen. Now, as I said, the pen was not included, so I did have to spend around $30 or so on the pen, which unfortunately also uses quad A batteries, which I don't have any right now, and this one is dead, so I can't show that. And the charger is fairly compact. We have, I bought this from Amazon, so we've got the magnetic charging port. We'll just tab that on there so you can see that it lights up. It's basically the exact same as a normal Surface charger that comes with it, but it's unbranded, or the cheap brand, or whatever it was. It was like $20, $25. The specs of this system: we have a i5 4300U, which is the low power variant, as you know, would be preferable in a small device like this. And it's clocked at 1.9 gigahertz, so it's a dual-core processor with hyper-threading, and it boosts up to 2.5 gigahertz, so 1.9 to 2.5 boost. On it, I have Windows 10 Pro, and I additionally have the 8 gigabytes of RAM model with 256 gigabytes of SSD storage space. So the graphics card on this system is a Intel HD Graphics 4400. It's pretty slow. You're not buying this for gaming, that's for sure. Especially not at its default resolution. So one big selling feature with this, with the Surface, is that we do have a very high resolution display. So it's 2160 by 1440. It's not a typical like 16 by 9 ratio. So if you are opening things as like 1920 by 1080, it's gonna look a little weird, but like you're gonna have bars and such. But for doing schoolwork, OneNote, it looks and runs great. But the reason I got it for so much cheaper than normal, if you look here in the corner, there is a crack. Now this does not mess with any of the functionality on the screen. So as you can see, I can still use the touchscreen all the way to the top, and it's very easy to hide just because it's right on the rim, and that's why I got this case. Now, one thing that I didn't see from the eBay listings is there's a slight yellow along this edge here that you probably can't really see, but it's just everything on that edge is a little bit more yellow. I really only notice it in stuff like Excel, so it's not really a big deal, but it is there, and you can't really get rid of it. So battery life. So you can see in Hardware Monitor that the full charge capacity is 38,380 megawatts, with the designed capacity at 42,157. Hardware Monitor, we've lost around 9% of the battery life. And I can honestly say this thing lasts for a long time. If it was fully charged before a 3-hour lecture, I was in the clear. There was not going to be a problem there. So along the side here, we have the charger port, and then we will have a micro display port, a micro SD card reader, a headphone jack, up and down volume buttons. We got the power on the top. And there's also, I believe the speakers are along here as well. This guy, she bends. She folds. Also, I should mention that all the prices that I'm speaking of, they're all Canadian, not American. Hello, and this is what the video looks like on the Surface. Ooh. This is the webcam view. The front camera, the facing outward camera. towards the world. So now that I've kind of introduced the device, I'm going to turn it around and get a little bit closer so the camera can actually see what's going on screen. And we're going to just walk through some stuff. We're going to be taking you through the basic use cases with this device. So I would say that the primary use case that almost anyone would be using for this would be schoolwork. I'm just going to go through a couple example notes and such that I worked on. All the notes for this class that I took here, these were all done written. So you can see that my handwriting is absolute trash. But if we scroll through the notes, you can get a good idea of what it looks like with the writing on the screen and how I took all these notes with the pen. The pen that I got is a Heyo Dreamer. And I literally just got it because it was the cheapest pen on Amazon that would work with the Surface Pro 3. There's no bells and whistles to it that make it better or worse than any other pen. You can also use your finger if your pen's not working. Board, as you can see, is missing a key. It is not a super important key. It's the, I don't remember I think it's a tilde. One great thing about this Surface is that you can easily have two things open side by side and still be able to have, see this is fairly full force. Hello, I am working here. The touchscreen works great. It's also really helpful for when you're scrolling through stuff that's really boring. So, example, if you're just on eBay and you're just scrolling away, it's just great to use your thumbs rather than waste time with the trackpad. So, another feature that I'm a big fan of is the keyboard. So, the keyboard in general, it's just got a pretty satisfying feel. Satisfying. I can type quickly on it. I can feel that I can get up to speed quite well, and it just honestly it's pretty good. For games for this device, you're pretty much stuck with, pretty tame games. Your older fare. So this will work fine for your Stronghold Crusader. Probably will do fine with Rise of Nations. Not that I've tried it, but I do have it installed. And Modern Warfare 2 is out of its league. So maybe we'll show Modern Warfare 2. So here we are in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. As you can see, she is zippity-doo-dying along. We're going to go to the pit. You can see we're rocking 23 frames per second. I think I have it already set to 1080p because, believe me, oh god. This is a cinematic 30 frames per second. If that. Oh god, it's so bad. Why is it so bad? Holy moly. So as you can see, this is not exactly a great 3D gaming PC. She's doing her best. You can hear the little fan is whirled up, but her best ain't much. Where this device really shines, though, for gaming, is with one of these guys. So, I still have a sticky on it. So, what this is a USB hub with an Ethernet port. Remove this mouse. Pop the mouse into there. Pop this guy into here. And now we grab an Ethernet cord. We just plug in the Ethernet cord. Finally logged in on my desktop. As you can see, I have a lot more games installed. Compare this to the nightmare that we just witnessed. So you can see that it is definitely more playable than it was. I think there's a lot of internet usage right now, so that's why I'm dropping more frames than I would normally. So what I was trying to say is that this system's not so bad if you're using it within the limitations, essentially. Like, if you're using it as a streaming PC, like to stream to, not so bad. It wasn't slowed the last time I ran it, so I guess there's your mileage will vary with in-home streaming, but it works pretty well for the most part. Definitely makes this a much more viable gaming machine, especially like if you just use it when you're lying on the couch or something. You can just hook up an Ethernet cord. I mean, you can also use Wi-Fi, but you're going to drop a lot more frames. About the value proposition for this. So, as I said, I got this for $130. So I got this whole system for $130. I got the case for around $20, charger for another 25-ish, and then the pen for 30-ish. So altogether, it was around $220, $230-ish for the entire package that you see here. The one question that you might ask me is was this worth it? Was this a valuable spend of $220? And to that I answer, definitely. So for taking notes, this thing is absolutely phenomenal, especially with the pen. Particularly if you are taking notes in classes where there's a lot of graphs, there's a lot of any type of notation. It's a lot easier to just write on a screen and then keep that with you at all times, rather than writing notes that you might lose, you might rip, you might drop in puddle, spill a coffee on it. Although if you spill a coffee on this, it's not going to be great either. But you get what I'm saying. It's a lot easier to keep everything in one spot, which is what I would recommend to do with this. And it's a great school device. So I haven't found any situations where it runs slowly when I'm just doing normal everyday use cases. So for example, if I'm just scrolling through Google or going on YouTube or watching videos there, I don't have any problems. It runs well. Fan in it does spin up a little bit sometimes, but that's fine. It's not too loud. She does get warm when you are doing stuff that's particularly intense, particularly video calls. I find she does not like video calls. The verdict is, would I recommend? Yes, 100%. I would purchase this again in a heartbeat. If I saw the exact same model for sale, I would buy it then and there. So yes, this has been absolutely worth it, and I would definitely recommend for someone who is looking for just a school device. Can't go wrong with a older used Surface that's still got a lot of life left in it. Thank you for watching Twist and Tries. This has been another tech video. Don't worry, we'll have more tech videos coming up for you soon as well. If you like this video, please press the like button. If you dislike this video, you can also press that button. If you would like to see more of my videos, please click one of the other options that I'll have listed on the sides. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Ooh, girl, get down.